Afternoon, folks. Out here enjoying more coffee. Pilot, come here. Say hi and not spill my coffee. That'd be great. Try to get that out of the way for you, Tracy. So that way, if this goes 48 minutes, you don't gotta wait. Appreciate your input, as always. It's pretty much like Tracy and Dr. Melissa are the only ones that'll give me feedback on these silly things. But it's appreciated. I mean, Mom and Dad, too. So here we are. It's February already, and still no van. Kind of expected. Wish it wasn't expected. The body shop that I brought it to, I gave him measurements and everything. I measured out the van, gave him all the specs they need, length, height, width. They're like, yep, no problem. We can paint it. We can paint it in our prep deck area, because like the amount that they need to do outside of a booth is like tiny. The rest of it, they could take the doors off and bring those into the paint booth, and like that's business as usual. Ends up they just either misjudged or they just kind of didn't really think about the fact that they have other cars to do. The van wasn't able to get painted until yesterday, Saturday. Don't really know if it happened. I didn't go down to check. I haven't been there since I dropped it off. There's really no point in me hovering. It's only going to make matters worse, most likely. I mean, I've been in contact with them just to keep tabs on it, but other than that, I haven't been the squeaky wheel, because I don't want them to rush either. I don't want it to turn into, well, we should be doing it this way, but we're not gonna, because this guy's just a pain in the ass and I want him out of our hair. He doesn't have any hair, so he's bothering ours. So, didn't want that to happen, so just didn't go that route with it. I don't think it's really warranted. Like I'm not like actually in a rush. I'm just like being impatient. But in reality, 2 weeks to get the van turned around isn't bad. So ideal situation here. We're talking it goes back in for assembly tomorrow, Monday. And on Tuesday, I would get a call. Hey, it's ready. Come on down. Me and Pilot, we take a run. We run to the body shop. And we go check it out. We make sure everything looks good. Everything's nice and dandy. Body lines look good. Door seams look good. Paint looks good. And we say, thank you very much. See you later. Then I have a laundry list of things to do, because Dad, this wind, got news for you, man. Your front lawn looks great. Looks fantastic. There's maybe like 4 or 5 leaves. Looks great. It's awesome. The backyard, trashed. Looks like you didn't pick up a single leaf all autumn. What you been doing? So, I mean, that laundry list might get bigger if Dad wants me to hook up the vacuum and vacuum the lawn. I mean, I'll do it. But, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I got to do because the van hasn't been in my custody for these 2 weeks. Need to do an oil change on it, which that's no big deal. I need to retorque all the suspension work that Dad and I did, because I still haven't done that after the 500-mile check-in. There's no clinking, clanking, clunking, so I don't really see anything being loose, but I'm going to do it, since after I leave here, who knows if that van will ever come back. I obviously need to clean up my parents' place. That'll be easier once I get the van back. I mean, I've been keeping it fairly clean, but it'll just be easier to like kick Pilot out, put him in the van, and I can just go to town cleaning and get all the dog hair and the vacuum going and all that jazz. What else did I have to do before I hit the road? There's a couple things I had on the list. I need to... Dad's got a nice tall ladder here. I want to take apart the roof fans and clean them. It's way easy when you can do it from the roof, as opposed to having to get your fingers all in there from the inside. Because I can actually take the roof fans are like a clamshell. They will hinge completely open after I unscrew something from the outside. So I'll use this ladder to get that done. Got to clean the water tank because I put the RV antifreeze in there. That way, if it happened to be out in the cold, it didn't freeze, which there's a strong possibility it was out in the cold. And we had a nasty cold snap come through yesterday and Friday night, like negatives with wind, which it's not a big deal, but if I had just plain old water in the water tank, that would be absolutely no good. All that all those fittings I replaced on New Year's Eve would be a freaking waste. What are you doing? Yep. So I gotta do that when it gets back. What else? Other than that, I mean, not like a ton, but there's just some things. You know, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Not the end of the world, but then I'll hit the road, and yeah, see what happens. I've done not extensive research, but I've been doing quite a bit more research on the whole van selling situation, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna list it for $150. Like I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna go up for, based off of four-wheel drives that are on the market right now and how they are equipped. So based on their electrical situation, based on their plumbing situation, bathroom, no bathroom, all that kind of jazz, and just like the overall quality of the build. Like, what does it look like? Back to like Tracy's comment, kind of first impressions, or like kind of looks or everything. I'm definitely going to replace the steering wheel and the e-brake. I will very, very likely do the windshield, just not at the moment. I may list it with the busted windshield with like a note saying in the process of getting it fixed. We'll see. I don't know. Because it's one of those things where, like, will a lot of people probably want it replaced? Yeah. But it's also one of those things where I can't let it stop me from posting it. for sale. All right, I don't want it to stop me from posting it. So yeah, it might look crappy in the pictures, but there'll be a note in, the little description, currently working on getting the windshield replaced, so on and so forth. So yeah, but the 150 range kind of like took me by surprise, and I don't really feel comfortable with that price because I feel like that's just astronomical. But again, just looking at it like objectively, okay, like finding other four-wheel drive vans in the current market, and this is all across the United States. We're talking California, Arizona, Utah, down south, Florida, Georgia. Like, there's not really that many in the north for sale. So the whole like Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire area, there's not a ton for sale there. But yeah, looking at the market and how much they're going for that are well converted, nice cabinetry, nice counters, storage space, thoughtful detail and things, and then the amenities, right? So a 12 volt fridge, right? Having 120 volt outlets in multiple places, having the inverter to run stuff, like to run appliances, right? So the air fryer, the electric kettle, things of that nature. Having the furnace system that I have installed with the hot water. Having a 22 to 24 gallon, I haven't actually measured it, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. 22 to 24-ish gallon fresh water tank. Outdoor shower, storage under the bed. Like, it sounds petty, but a solar panel, alternator charger, window, what else? Yeah, so having all that stuff and the quality of the build, all aluminum cabinetry as far as the framing goes. It can break, but it's been 2 years. It hasn't broken, and I've taken it down some nasty, nasty, nasty dirt roads in Alaska, and I've taken off a cliff, kind of, when I almost rolled it in Kentucky. That, like, legit, I wish I did a video when that happened, because if you could have seen the aftermath of how the van, like, landed, every single cabinet door was open, and just by force, not like, oh, I went and checked them all. Like, no, like, when the van stopped moving, everything kept moving. The old, like, inertia law. There were cans, jars all over the place. There's food all over frickin' the passenger side of the vehicle, because all my kitchen stuff's on the driver's side, and it was sliding in the direction of the passenger side. So when it stopped, everything just woof. It took a pretty good impact, honestly. Nothing like, obviously the airbags didn't go off. It wasn't like a collision impact, but it was just a very abrupt inertia stop on a, like, sideways movement. Where am I going with that? Aluminum framing. It's strong, folks. I'm not saying wood couldn't handle that, but I don't know. The chances of, a 2x3 or a 1x1 furring strip or something splitting with your wood screw in it during that jolt is fairly high. Yep. So, yeah, with all those things, all the amenities, all the accoutrements, I'll be selling it with the space toilet in it, that will go, package deal. I do need to start thinking about what stays and what goes. I would like your guys' input, Tracy, Dr. Melissa. Dr. Melissa, you've already chimed in on this, but I feel like it would help with the pictures, so I might have to bite the bullet. My bedding situation, like my sheets, my comforter. Style is not in mind with the stuff that I currently have. It is the fact that I currently owned those sheets and comforter ahead of putting them in the van. So that is why I have them. They are dark gray sheets, which don't match anything because I have light gray in there. And then I don't even have matching pillowcases. And a real cheery camouflage comforter. Like camo. Not like army camo, like I'm a hunter woodsman camo. Like sticks and trees and branches camo. Little tinge of green in there with like a random leaf. And other than that, yeah, it's just camo with like brown sticks and leaves. So I'm aware it doesn't look the greatest. Like it's pretty out of place for that van. The whole van isn't, it's not exactly elegant, but it's also not exactly like rough cabin feeling where that might, kind of get by a little bit better. So if anybody wants to chime in saying, yeah, totally trash that shit and get better sheets and comforter, number one, because it would just be nice to have them in the interim of me selling it. The sheets are a bajillion years old. I do wash them on like rare occasion, but yeah. Anybody want to chime in on that? Well, let me know what color I should do, what style. I do think it would just look better for pictures when that time comes. It's probably really petty because that's obviously something that most buyers would overlook. But if I am truly trying to stack as many cards in my favor as possible, it would probably be smart to change them. Just that way, when somebody looks at, the first couple pictures, they're just like, whoa, wow. Like they don't really have anything bad to say. And of course, no one is going, not every person is going to love a different bed sheet setup. But I think a vast majority would not appreciate the undersized comforter at that. It actually isn't even the proper size one, so it just looks small and goofy on the queen size bed. And yeah, the fact that it's camouflage. So if you want to chime in on that, let me know. While I am on my travels in the South, I do plan on, hopefully, knock on wood, getting the bench seat actually upholstered or slip covered or something. I'm gonna hit up some bolt upholsters, some shops. Maybe they can make almost like a fitted sheet, where it's like circular on the bottom but square on the top type situation. Maybe they can make 2 of those for me real quick. They're not huge. They're nothing crazy. It should be able to get done. I don't know. Would be great if it could, just to tie that up as well, because there's literally just a different colored bed sheet than my bed sheets covering that part of the I guess if you want to call it furniture of the van. So that is that. That's kind of the current update. Yep, this is just a good old rant and ramble. Not really ranting about too much. I am about to do another video immediately following this one, but I didn't want to have you potentially listen to that if you didn't want to. It's going to be very technical based on the furnace assembly. About servicing it, about things of that nature. So maybe some testing procedure. Yep. So that's it, folks. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hey, don't eat that stick. Yep, hope you have a good rest of your day. Feel free. Let me know. Go with all white bed sheets. Nope, go with green. Forest green. Go with brown. Whatever. Let me know if you got a suggestion. If not, then I'll probably just leave it, because I'm incapable of making a decision like that. Because I don't know what would look good. I have no freaking clue. Absolutely none. And if you're like, well, how do I know what to look at? Go back to a freaking other video and look at the bed situation. Or just look at the inside wall treatment style situation. There's some natural wood in there. There's some just... I think it's called Hush Gray is the wall color. Pretty sure. Yeah. All right. Thank you.